What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio shouting. As always, I got my podcast partner off in this thing, OG Gangsta Wick of the Ghetto Mafia. What up, though, Wick? You know what? And in the building with us today, now we just still trying to get ready, man. What? We got a whole show going on. You still here getting ready?
I'm with my partner, man. Can I look good? You know what I'm saying?
Well, if that's your partner, then introduce him then for the whole team.
I'm with the OG, Ronnie Jordan, man. You know what I mean? We in the building, man. Ronnie, what's happening, man?
What's up, man? Good to be on B-High Radio, man.
Man, don't say B-High. Good to be on Wicked.
B-High done started yet. He done made a monster.
Come on, man.
So we giving him flowers today.
Some media conglomerate going on.
We giving B-High flowers.
Thank you, because you trying to give me the axe.
Hey, B-High be asking the most serious shit with no emotions. So, when you started on heroin, you was like, my nigga, what the fuck? So how was that experience like when you like was on that boy?
My God.
Nigga, for real.
Oh,
sit back you ain't never lied. You let him get it off. Wow, nigga. Tell me about your life, nigga.
Oh boy, this gonna be
good
crazy.
to be here, man. This is some real
man.
Atlanta shit. We looking over the city and they rebuilding it. You can see gentrification happening right now before your eyes, man. When I seen a white lady walking a goddamn poodle in La Mexico, I said, you know what? This bitch don't even know this is Kirkwood. What the fuck is going on?
Oh Lord, boy.
Okay,
yeah,
so
man.
now, Ronnie, we know you out here in these streets with this comedy. I mean, touring
Yes,
all over the world with it, man. I mean, how's it been going, boss?
It's going good, man. I got a comedy album dropping, man. Black Friday, man. Heavy as fuck, man. Y'all know me, Mr. Blessed AF. People mostly know me from the old Bad Boys of Comedy. That shit came out like 05 HBO. I did that fat nigga at the door. You a NW, you a nigga with titties. So, yeah, that's how I got my start. But I cut my teeth at the old Uptown on Peachtree Street, man, and you would go up in that motherfucker, dog. You know how it was.
Yeah.
You go in that bitch, the whole BMF in that motherfucker. And Mike Vick got 2 dogs in the club. You like, my nigga, I got to make these niggas laugh? Like, this nigga got a dog in the club.
Oh boy.
You see Tiny and T.I. over there, they just started dating. There was a lot of shit going on at the same time. And then Nard would be like, y'all can boo these niggas. You'd be like, damn. Nard would be like, boo these niggas so they can get a job and stop doing comedy. Like, he used to be encouraging the boo. And I was surviving over there really early in my career. So I got on Comedy View after about 6 months doing comedy. And I couldn't wait to get on that bitch. I wore that motherfucking Dale Murphy braid jersey with that motherfucking braid hat bent with them 2 wristbands.
That's right.
It was like 02, you had to have wristbands. Go look it up. Y'all had to, you know, you had to have wristbands with your jerseys. It was you was extra saucing with it.
That's right.
If you had a big ass Nike wristband on just at the club, and then if you fat, it just kind of double. So that shit, the Jersey era was dope. So,
Ronnie, talk to me about when you hit BET with it, though, man. What was that like? Was that your first big break?
yeah, man, it all came kind of quick. It was like I got a lot of looks very early in my career. So BET, I got on BET by my homeboy. Shout out to Hurricane Andrew. I'm riding out of town with him. I'm just a young dude jumping in the car for $100. Nigga, I go feature for you. But I'm like, you know, Uptown, if your first shit ain't fun, they booing. So when you start living over there and they start asking you to come up after the headline and shit, and I'm still open micing, you know what I'm saying? So that word get around, you start traveling, and BT used to call and book niggas, and they called Hurricane Andrew, and he told him, he said, look, he got his date, and he said, I got the next funniest nigga ever. If you don't book this nigga, you stupid. Mm-hmm. Like, he barely got his date. He was like, if you don't book this nigga, you are fucking up. And then we went down there to Miami. That's my first time going to Miami. First time goddamn smoking the super, super strong pack. Ooh, boy, they had some strong that day. This is like 02. Like, I'm a kid. I'm dressed. I just dropped out of college. I was at West Georgia.
Yeah.
Just transferred from Fort Valley. Like,
Okay.
I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
Like, I got an 83 Monte Carlo with a dinner dough. You know what I'm saying? Selling mid like a motherfucker in West Georgia. Gangsta men was going. The gangsta men were going. They were going, had braids, nigga. They thought I was a little stud. They thought I was a dyke. You know what I'm saying? So I cut my hair and then started doing my thing. And then I got the Comedy View. I was just so happy to be like an Atlanta nigga down there. I went in the most Atlanta drug dealer of that year outfit. I had the jean shorts with the Dr. J's with the white check with the star. Remember the Dr. J's with the dope boy?
Yeah.
The mid Dr. J's with no socks. and the Braesdale Murphy jersey with my hat bent. And my first joke was like, give it up for my first guest. And I put the mic stand. I was like, Whitney Houston. And they went crazy. And niggas started stealing that motherfucker right after that. I was like, damn, bro, I just made it. Because I made it up in Uptown when I seen her.
Right.
Because people don't know Bobby Whitney used to pull up in that motherfucker, dog. Like, all the legends pulled up in fucking Uptown Comedy Corner, man. I seen Nas and Khalees in that bitch dating. I seen Tiny and T.I. courting in that motherfucker. So it was a lot of legendary shit going on. At the same time of the BMF era, Michael Vick going on. T.I. goddamn going crazy with PSC, you know what I'm saying? All that shit happened at the same time, and it was all centralized in Uptown. But I was just happy to goddamn get out of town, get some money for talking shit.
Yeah.
And I came back, and then I got on this this Kings of Comedy shit. It was Walter Latham who produced the Kings of Comedy. He was doing like a search for the next King of Comedy. The winner get like $25,000, and the last show was at Madison Square Garden in New York. And we had like semifinals in Atlanta. And this is by the time this happened, I was like kind of like Ryan Cameron was kind of like mentoring me a little bit. Like that's my OG. I've been a fan of Ryan Cameron since I was in the 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like
we all have.
Song. Yeah. Ryan Cameron is the oldest young nigga in the world. This nigga is 79, but he's 26 in his cardiovascular. I don't know what the fuck cocoa butter this nigga using or what. Him, Ronnie DeVoe, Ryan Cameron, Ronnie DeVoe, Big Tigger, all them niggas is they sleep in the freezer at night or some shit. I don't know what. Them are the healthiest black men on the planet.
Benjamin Buttons.
Right, they were aging backwards. But Ryan used to hook me up. Like he took me out of town on his. They had a cruise. I performed there, but he used to have me come do private events and shit at big ass mansions and just kind of grooming me, kind of keeping me sharp. But he was getting me ready before I went on that tour. He was already getting like deals. He was calling Sean John. I got this big dude. He be fly as hell. Send all your big shit. Nigga send case of big shit. I got all Sean John shit. And he like, what the fuck? I'm like, hey man, my boy love me, boy.
Come on,
all right, good, but what the fuck? Like, so Ryan used to hook me up, and I just remember the semifinals to be on this Kings of Comedy search was a big deal, and it was at Center Stage, and the judges was like Bruce, Ricky Smiley. It was a couple of them, and I made it. I had the crowd was going crazy. Me and K-Dub was in that motherfucker, so I had clearly won the motherfucker. Like shout out to K-Dub, but I won that bitch that day. So, but they gave it to my boy Sir Walt, and then Ricky Smiley and Bruce Boone I said, come here. He's like, you won this shit, right? I was like, man, I know. He was like, why you ain't win? He said, this Kings of Comedy, this is the suit, nigga. You got on the jersey. I had like a Pistol Pete jersey. Damn. Wristbands everywhere. Oh, God. I went wristband crazy. Bro. Oh, God. So, and then by the time the competition came around, we was on tour. So they narrowed it down to 12 finalists. And the tour we went on, it was a reality show too. So it was 12 guys. It was some guys from Chicago, a lot of dudes from Chicago. They put us all on the tour bus. We go on tour with the Queens of Comedy opening for them, right? So by the time we started in LA, we went like LA, New Mexico, Dallas. Like somebody would get voted off every city. We only had like 3 minutes a piece. But it was 12 niggas had to go up, and then they had to do Apollo style, and they were filming it and getting our reactions. And it was a reality show, and it never came out. Like the shit never came out. It was the same year Last Comic Standing came out, and it was the same company, Paramount, and we wasn't. It was new in reality, so we didn't have no backstage drama or no shit like that. And my homeboy Jeff B was trying to start shit to get us to argue. And we were like, bro, chill out with that shit. He was like, nigga, ain't nobody arguing backstage. They're not gonna air this shit. We nice as hell back here. Like he was trying to get us to kick up dust. But the shit never came out, but I still got the money. And so it never dropped. And I won the whole shit in Madison Square Garden. And Madison Square Garden, you got a 10-minute set this time. And I went crazy in that bitch. And I won 25 grand. I won but like 22, 23.
My God.
And I'm an Atlanta nigga. First, soon as I got that check, nigga, I went straight to the NBA store. I'm like, nigga, let me get another jersey. I went to the jersey. I went and got a Bulls jersey with a Jordan. I got an R. Dot Jordan put on my shit. I was like, nigga, I'm finna fuck these niggas so they get back. So yeah, man, that journey was dope as hell in the beginning because I had a lot of momentum popping, but then I had to come back. And because the shit never came out. And so I had to get back in the grind, get back in the fold of shit. But then Walter was like, I got some new shit coming up called it's going to be like Def Jam. And this before he even got Puffy to be a partner on it. It was just, I just want to uncut, because I used to be in his office all the time. And my manager at the time, he was like a year younger than me. We went to high school together. Like I was always around like entrepreneur fucking thought leader motherfuckers. Like this dude right now, his name Kelsey Hightower. You can look him up. He's like a famous programmer, black dude. Fucking Google programs and all this shit. Like he's in the tech world, but the nigga do like the Steve Jobs big conferences. He be in Barcelona, but he funny because he was my manager for years, and he know how to do comedy a little bit. Yeah. So just take that with the tech world, and he killing shit. So you know, we kind of was coming up with strategies and shit. Like we when I knew I was gonna get that tour, he was like, listen. This nigga, the Kings of Comedy, we gonna go get you some suits right now. Mm-hmm. Go get them goddamn 2 for $150s on Old National and goddamn, what's the shit with the big nigga suits down at Old National? On National 7 used to be down there, them big Steve Harvey suits. I went in about 10 of them goddamn suits. And like I'm just saying this because like young niggas need to be prepared. You need to be overly ready when some shit come. Because I was at the house practicing a 1 minute set, 2 minute set, 3 minute set, 4 minute set, like by memory.
Yeah.
Do a 4 minute. Like he do a 3 minute. Like I had to do it like that because they told us in the thing we gonna give y'all 5 minutes, but he like, dog, it's 12 niggas. The Queens of Comedy still gotta go up. They gonna cut y'all time. You might well be ready to have. So we just was like, all right, you just gonna go do your intro joke and you gonna do this honey bun joke. Cause that was like the main joke everybody loved with the Alicia Keys. I keep on falling. I put the shit down. I'm just looking at the honey bun. So everybody on tour thinking I got one joke. They're like, they got that honey bun. That's it. These niggas fucking us up with a music joke. I was just letting them talk. Like, I was in the confessionals. Like, yeah, everybody think I got one joke. Wait till the next round. Like I was talking shit in the confessionals, and the shit was working out, man. And I won that money. Came back home and blew a lot of it on just white and black Air Force Ones.
Get in here, Wick, because Wick had so funny.
Yeah, I got a few things. I'm gonna come back to my list in a minute. I made a top 10 list of comedians all the time. We're gonna talk about.
Okay.
But before we get into that, Ronnie, man, it's good to meet you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
We Instagram buddies.
We talk all the time, man.
Absolutely.
When we got sick together, we got that. Niggas was a lifeline. You good, bro? You got that shit, boy. COVID got your ass, boy. Hey, when a fat nigga catch COVID, everybody call, boy. He dead. I know he gone. Shit. But you gone,
a community
boy.
of us, B-High.
Yeah,
man, I want you to talk to me about, you know what I'm saying, the difference between, because, I know funny guys in the trap, you know what I'm saying, that what we used to call joning back in the day.
Young Dro is one of the funniest roasters I ever seen in my life.
Right, but what is the difference, man, between just a funny guy that can joan than getting up there actually on stage and making people laugh? There is a difference, and I don't see people bomb.
It's like a battle rapper and a nigga who makes songs. It's the same skill set. It's like it's some niggas who are trained sniper assassin roasters, and they said ain't shit. Like,
right?
Because it's like comedy is different. It's like comedy is like, what's your movie? What's your story? Like, nigga want to hear what you went through that day, and then they want to connect to it on some type of level. That's all it is. It's like when you take all the complicated shit out of it, you're just talking to some motherfuckers, some strangers. You just having a conversation with some funny breaks in it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So if a nigga who just concentrating on roasting, you know what I'm saying? But we all started from roasting. I didn't have no goddamn jokes when I started. I just went up that bitch and started roasting the first nigga I saw. And I did good my first time at J. Paul. Shout out to J. Paul's on the south side.
Absolutely.
Terry Boulevard. That was my first time doing comedy in there. But roasting and joning is two different shits. But you need that skill set as a comedian. There's a lot of comedians that don't even try to roast, but all the situations come up with hecklers and all kind of shit, you gotta be a killer.
Right.
You hear me?
Right.
Killer. Like I don't play that shit. Like niggas, I've been called fat since I was like 8 years old. Nigga, I heard every fat joke you got. I done heard everything. Like I remember I was at one school. This chick just kept fucking with me, dog. And I hate it when girls roast because it could get dark. Like I get dark. I'm like, man, leave me alone. Because I give a warning before I'm gonna give you 3 more.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna act like I don't know Jesus at all. I'm act like I don't know nobody saved. I'm gonna really do bad. This girl, I think we was in Pennsylvania. I was on a college tour and I was hosting Step Show. This chick kept on heckling me like, fat ass boy, blah, 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 blah. And there ain't that many black people. I'm already pissed because there's only a few black folks. And I don't like looking away in front of the guests, the visitors. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she kept, because I guess she was like the cute girl on campus, and she said some more shit to me. This had to be like 05 or some shit. And I told her, I said, your pussy like WNBA tickets. We'll go. But you don't really want to. Like, ain't nobody trying to watch no hour layups. Fuck is you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? No offense, now they dunking now. They dunking now. They dunking now. They doing all kind of shit now. They got scandals like the men and everything. They whooping bitches.
I performed at the WNBA game too.
Hey, they bad too. There's some bad WNBA chicks in there too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Man, I got a list.
Okay.
I'm gonna count them down from 10 to 1 that I made personally about the best comedians that, and then for everybody out there, this is my list.
Right.
It's not Beehive's list.
Oh, they already in the comments.
It's not Ronnie's list. This is my list. I'm counting down from 10.
Come on with it.
I got D.L. Hughley at number 10. I like D.L. Hughley because it's a lot of little political stuff. Yeah, I got D.L. Hughley at number 10. Yeah. At number 9, Beehive, our boy Kevin Hart.
Okay.
I had to put Kevin Hart in there. Kevin, to me, how he talks about himself, he can pick on himself. I like that in a comedian. Just like, Ronnie said, hey, I'm going to give you 3 chances.
Come on,
what I'm saying?
I used to do that in school, man. Yeah, I'm going to give you 3 on. When I finish these 2 plates, I'm on your ass.
Number 8, I'm going to have to put Cedric the Entertainer in there.
Yeah.
I like Cedric, because, you know what I'm saying? Cedric, like he said, them big man suits.
Yeah.
Who be cleaning the
Shout out to that's my OG, man. He taking me on the road. We'll be in Alexandria, Louisiana, like December 18th.
That's
Shout out
hard.
to the Entertainer, man.
Bro. Like I said, like that's like my Jay-Z to me of comedy, because it's like him and Bruce to me gave a chubby nigga at the house confidence. Like these niggas got bitches. That's what I felt like. I seen Bruce with a big ass Buick pulling up on the south side with a bad. I'm like, nigga, I just seen Bruce, and he got finger waves. This nigga so playing. Like I used to think that nigga was I still think like Bruce to me is up there. Like that's Bruce and said is like my Jay-Z, because that's where the sauce come from. To me.
Right.
And I love DL. I like niggas don't know about DL. My favorite shit about DL was the first season of Comic View when they was in that ballroom and that nigga had that cord on that mic. He used to go up and down the aisle roasting everybody.
DL.
Oh my God.
Shout out to DL Hughley, man. So number 7. The legend, R.I.P. Bernie Mac, Chicago's
Bernie
own.
Mac
Yes,
is a
sir.
beast.
You know, so you got any Bernie Mac stories for us?
I've never met Bernie Mac before, man, but all my homeboys was just telling me that he was super humble. Motherfucker, go to do his show, kick it with his wife and daughter, get the fuck on. That's my favorite shit. Ain't no kicking it, but I've been quarantined a long time anyway. Nigga. I don't want to breathe by y'all.
Right. Number 6, Beehive. I had to throw my guy in there because he lives in Georgia, and he's one of the funniest guys. I could have put him up closer. Cat Williams, man. I gotta shout out Cat. And before I go on, I had a question about how the industry does. I used to see a lot of interviews with Cat, and I thought he was going back and forth, I think with Kevin Hart, about something. They was like, well, you had the ball, you you blaming us for, why you not all the way on top. And Cat was saying there was something about the industry that that they be blackballing certain comedians and this and that. It's what's with the comedy? Is there a underlying thing that you have to do? Is there a secret code? What is the problem? Why isn't Cat Williams on top of comedy right now?
Who says he's not though? It's like whose
Still
opinion are
selling
you
out
asking?
State Farm when he come to town.
When I tell you he's on tour right now, shout out to Miss Jen, Corey Zuman, fucking Mark Curry, Red Grant. He take the killers with him, put them up first, go behind all that heat every night. Like that's one of the dudes you can't take away his work ethic.
Right.
And to me, I don't know if you know Wicked. I haven't made it yet. So
well, you on the way. You on the way.
I don't even know these millionaire talks. When niggas start talking about that type of shit, I be like, man, I'm trying to get goddamn.
Man, you
trying to get 100,000 on Instagram. Shit.
Okay, well next we gonna go into man.
I operate on more to me, I'm like on the underground. It's 300 million motherfuckers in the world, man. It's like, to me, if you find your village, you could get rich.
Hey, exactly. You know what? But you know what I'm saying? If you're talking about money, man, and being about money, you're gonna become money, brother. So you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Number 5, man, I'm gonna go with, Bill Cosby, man, fresh out. You know what I'm saying? And Bill Cosby, you know why I put Bill number 5 behind?
Talk to me.
And Ronnie, I put Bill because Bill used to do it without no cussing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that alone gets top 5, and the faces Bill used to make.
And the barriers he broke, you can't erase a man's history. He was like one of the first black people on a sitcom ever on TV.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like he executive produced his own shows, like putting other. You could notice a lot about a motherfucker, how many millionaires they make. He made a lot of millionaires, man, and buying buildings at all the HBCUs, shit that we never knew that he did. You know what I'm saying? I just hate that stupid shit can erase your whole history. You know what I'm saying? I just hate that. I just hate the dumb shit can erase your whole history. But I think he helped a lot of motherfuckers out, and I used to love watching Bill Cosby like as a kid. Like the one where he's sitting down, Bill Cosby himself.
Yeah. Right.
Some of when they talking about eating cake and shit.
Right.
Funniest shit ever. Like no cut. Like Sinbad, one of the coldest motherfuckers.
Yeah, Sinbad was cold-blooded too.
Shout out to Sinbad. Get well soon, man. My brother. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? He going through it right now, but. He getting healthy. I think I'm just talking about like his kids kind of communicating what his health wasn't the best. But shout out to him, man. He let me be. I did a show and took way less money because it was a Sinbad show. My agent was like, I got a show for Sinbad, and I was like, I don't give a fuck how much it is. Where is it at? I'm driving to it. What the fuck?
Exactly.
Because my mom was there when he shot the special at Morehouse. My mom worked at Morehouse School of Medicine when I was in elementary school. When I used to go to Dean Russ Elementary, she was there at the first one he shot at Morehouse when Dominique Wilkins was in the crowd and shit like that. So I told him that shit. He was like, really? I was like, man, yes. I've been wanting to meet you since I was like 7.
Wow.
And he brought me back on stage and was like, this man is funny as hell. Y'all give it up for him. And he sat down, and I saw him do 2 hours of no cuss and some of the funniest shit I ever saw in my life. Like 2 hours. No, like Sinbad don't get his flowers, bro.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
He
He
don't
get
get
an
his
honorable mention for me right now because you know why? That's why I made this list so that you can chime in. I had forgotten about Sinbad.
Yeah.
Right. It's like out of sight, out of
legendary.
mind sometimes with comedy. Sometimes it's like, just because you popping, you ain't the funniest one, or just some comics did some shit in your life that you didn't know. Like that shit marks moments for me.
Absolutely.
You got
know
it
what I'm
like a
saying?
Keenan
Like-
Ivory Wayans.
Keenan Ivory, the Wayans, nigga, Living Color was a whole area of my life. That's my whole like elementary school. Like that's when I knew I like comedy. Like I remember I used to get in trouble at Silver. Nigga, my mom come up there, she done whoop me and everything, whoop me in front of the class. I'm still talking shit. And then she was like, "What's your favorite show?" I was like, "Living Color." She was like, "Well, you can't watch that no more if you." I'm like, well, fuck, I gotta get right. I can't not watch Living Color. So we had the little TV with the pliers on it in the room.
I know what you're talking about.
With the
Yeah.
I still got that.
Living Color came on at 8. If you missed that shit on Sunday, you missed that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm gonna go at number 4, Eddie Murphy. Raw, that's classic. We still watch Raw to this day. You know what I'm saying? So
my dad let me watch Raw when I was 7, bro. I was fucked up. I was saying all his shit at school. Eddie Murphy the GOAT to me.
Well, you know what? I got my number 1 is the GOAT of all GOAT. So I'm gonna speed it on up. Number 3, Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Richard. Can y'all agree with that?
Richard is like 1 to me. Like it's like 1.
My number
Richard
1
and Eddie's my number 1.
No,
like
my number 1 is better than all of them. And I do for my number 2 is Dave Chappelle, man. I think Dave has.
He the best living comic. He the best comic alive right now.
Right. Well, a lot of people, they don't know the Richard Pryor's, the Eddie Murphys. They know Dave Chappelle.
Right.
And I think his wit with his comedy and breaking barriers with race and gender and different things that a lot of comedians didn't touch.
Right.
propels him as my number 2. My number 1 of all time, we're going to do a little drum roll. His name is Brian Bartholomew Hightower.
Who is that?
I don't know who he is either. Because my name ain't Bartholomew, nigga.
Was this a bit? It was a whole bit.
Let me be real.
Right off the rip.
EJ done ran now. But let me get in here. Because see, this is the thing that's so funny about it, Ronnie. You the comedian, right?
Wait a minute. Right, we're not gonna skip over the fact that Wicked just bombed. Wicked mom, he was like, I got the number 1. It's this nigga. You would have did better if you would have
And then he tried to give me the weakest middle name he could possibly give a real nigga. He gave me a slick ass middle name. Bartholomew. Where you get a Bartholomew from?
That's an 80s fake name. name. That's like a Simpsons fake name, right? That's Bart Simpson's homeboy, nigga.
You know what, Roderick? You know what, Roderick? You see what I'm saying? You can call me Brad Roderick.
Right.
Oh man, you know what, man?
Oh man.
But you know what? On the real,
I gave it this nigga.
on the real, I do think that Dave Chappelle is number one.
Man.
Right, to me right now, and that's for people. They can debate. They can put their own list up out there. Be high.
But let me get in here. Speaking of Dave Chappelle, what do you think about the cancel culture and how it affects comedy? And then on top of that, do you think that it's all right for you to be able to do comedy like you used to with no damn freedom of speech?
It's getting kind of touchy, but it depends on like what you're trying to do. Like Dave Chappelle is on a mission that we are not privy to right now. He's trying to. He's saying what he wants to, cause so I can say what I want to. You know what I'm saying? Like if they can cancel him, they can cancel me on a lower level with no legal team and all this other shit. So he's goddamn. You got to do that shit so the youngins cannot have those restrictions. Cause how can you create with all these boundaries? It's like when I do a college. And they'll say, don't cuss, or don't say this, don't say that. Don't say. I'm like, bruh, I done heard cussing on the way in here. Like the whole crowd cussing.
Exactly.
Every HBCU, most of them don't let you cuss, but they the most littest schools ever, boy.
Exactly.
But it kind of make you navigate in them confines, but you shouldn't be confined as an artist. I think that's the best part about comedy. We the last medium we can say what the fuck we want to, how we want to, if we don't like the shit. This is why we don't like the shit. And then comedy makes you understand shit. It makes shit so simple. Like that's what Dave Chappelle's brilliance is to me, making the complex very simple and palatable for the stupid motherfucker. Like, if you dumb, you can get it. If you smart, you really get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all that cancel shit. They skipped over the whole fact of his friend killed herself.
Yeah, they damn.
Nobody fucking. They skipped that shit and went straight to the other shit. I'm like, fam, y'all bullied this person into this shit and he's defending her. This what y'all focus on? So the game been fucked up. And that's why I love being from Atlanta, because we ain't never relied on no mainstream nothing. Like nigga, I'm out the trunk with it. I remember not signing like a lot of shit because I saw they get a percentage of my merch and stuff. I'm like, this is when I ain't had no merch. I'm like, what if I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't do that. Y'all didn't. No, I come from watching Master P do it from scratch. If you didn't learn nothing from Master P, that if they valued you at this, you should be worth this. You know what I'm saying? So I get that a lot of time. Niggas hit me up now. Hey, OG, you do the show? Yeah, this is my price.
Yeah.
And then like if come on, man. Like I've been out here a long time, and there's a lot of niggas that's in positions, but they not funny.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's not their fault. They funny at other shit, but. I can't be mad that a nigga can sell out an arena. I can't be mad that a nigga can sell out a club. That's the name of the game. Like, if I can't sell out a club, does that mean I'm not funny? No. That means I'm not good at promoting.
You know what I'm saying? Though, Ronnie, what about the politics of comedy, man? Do you think the politics is fucking up shit in comedy as well?
I think the politics is making niggas get a better plan. Like, it's making us be strategic and making us find another way. Like the pandemic shut it all down. You know what I'm saying? So like my boy Tyler Chronicles say, he was like, I was afraid I wasn't gonna be able to perform no more. So we cut them goddamn cameras on and started talking to the people that was fucking with us like every day. And then you found out who was fucking with you. We built our little village, More Than Culture, man. We got a podcast and we was the first ones to do a outdoor comedy show during the pandemic. We did a show because we started filming more in the studio. We always on the road. We do a lot of audio, and we'll film a little bit. And we were like, bro, all my shows canceled. I lost about 30 college shows, and that's good money. You know what I'm saying? I got kids and shit, and I'm sitting there like, I done lost this much racks. I got to make up this many racks, and then but my shout out to my agents too, man. They was on the ball already with the Zoom and shit and all this stuff, and I got good people on my team. And it's just, we did the first comedy show like May 23rd. We did something at Bonfire. We did a drive-in, did the inflatable screen, and we was on the mics. Yeah. We did the headphones. Yeah. One channel you can listen to us talk shit about Bad Boys 3 because, Martin and Will Smith, they look like they were out of breath the whole movie. That's Martin, the whole Bad Boys 3. We just talking shit on the mic. And then another channel was a DJ. Another channel you could watch the movie. And then we had THC slushies and shit. Shout out to Eastside Stoners. You know, we a real cannabis friendly podcast. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the stoners out there, all the Costa Ricans.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the More Than Culture fans. We call them the Costa Ricans. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to me about the More Than Culture, because see, at the end of the day, I saw the Jason Weaver interview, which was hilarious as well.
Jason Weaver told us his first time smelling weed was Biggie smoking it in a club at an Escape album release party. And he was with his auntie and his mama, and all of them was high. I was like, this is the best shit I ever heard. He told me to shut the phone, like, nigga, don't talk no more. Let's film this.
Exactly.
So, you know, I'm a fan of Jason Weaver anyway. My boy used to watch that Jackson Family Honors
Come on.
That's one of the funniest fucking shows ever. It's serious, but the funny shit is funny in there. Yeah. So, you know, he's kind of like our age group iconic,
That's
what I'm
right.
saying, actor, singer. This motherfucker can sing. This nigga killed it on the shot. He's still
nigga was
outside.
Simba, man.
This
The
nigga was
voice of
Simba,
Simba.
bro.
Yeah.
And his mama turned down the little check for the
For the long
percentage.
check. My God.
Come on, man. That's black excellence right there. That's
For
blessed
real.
as fuck. If blessed as fuck was a person, nigga, Jason Weaver.
Exactly. Now, Ronnie, break down the writing side of the game, though, man, because I know you get busy on the writing, and then also not just for film or television, you also do it for radio as well. I done seen you in the building keeping a lot of shows funny, brethren.
Yeah, I'm one of them nomad dudes that they'll call in to come do a radio show for a couple of months and get a boost or whatever they needed. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them.
Make the shit funny.
Mm-hmm. I'm one of them, bro. Like, I had my first time getting a gig. I remember Ryan used to tell me to come down to Hot all the time, but I used to want to do radio. That was my major in college. I was going to do TV radio broadcasting, but I fucking stopped going to college to start doing comedy. You know what I'm saying? But I always was interested in radio, and I remember Ryan being on the radio, and he used to have me at Hot. It take years to build them relationships and stuff.
That was me.
And I think by the time I got a check from a radio station, Ryan hired me at V103 to be a writer and an on-air personality, and I was still doing my college shows and shit. It was like 2013. I was only there for like 6 months. Yeah, it makes you quick because you got to make up parodies and shit. Yeah, and like I made up one song on some demo shit, and they was like, we need that every day. I'm like, I'm not making no fucking songs every. I did. Remember Young Scooter? I Can Make Cocaine. That was my favorite song, and I was like, I can make cupcakes. Me and Chaz and Ty Uno. Me and Ty Uno made that shit. It was like a day. We were fucking around in the night and made that shit. But I was, the radio it makes you quick, man. I take every opportunity as an opportunity. Like, if they not fucking with me, that's cool. I'm probably tired of driving up here at 4 in the morning anyway.
Come on.
It's probably I'm 2 blunts in. You know what I'm saying? But I was recently on the radio with Frank when he was the last run at V. You know what I'm saying? Up there. Right before COVID hit, that January to March, and the ratings kind of got better when I was up there with them, and they were kind of auditioning me for that, and I had to go do something for Netflix, and then the pandemic hit. Yeah, that's the worst shit ever. Like, I'm almost about to be on ass nigga that you ever seen. I was literally filming for Netflix when they told us to leave to go home on March 12th for the pandemic. I'm sitting with Neil Brennan, Dave Chappelle's writer, for this reality show for Netflix. And they fucking sent us home, and I'm like, I had just made it to the next round. I can't even talk about the show, but hopefully it comes back, and just staying busy kind of propels other shit. When they motherfuckers see you doing shit, they want to get in business with you, man. That's what More Than Culture was. More Than Culture, it came about, like, my boys had their own podcast. It was Kamal and Remo. They were already in the studio, and then Tyler used to go up there to write. And we had just got the opportunity to be on this show called Bossip on WeTV. Yeah. And we were having to write these like 90-minute straight to camera bits about like pop culture and shit like that. So I was coming up there to write with them, and they would do their podcast, and Tyler would sit in, and then he sat in a couple times, and I sat in a couple times, and they were like, can we formally make this something? And I'm like, hell yeah. And then we were doing it, and it was getting some momentum. And then I was still doing shows, headlining and shit, and I just felt real disrespected by some of these owners around here of the, you know what I'm saying? They just do a lot of the manipulative shit that you like, my nigga, just, you don't gotta do all this. Just book me, let me go home. Yeah. You don't need to be all in the business and doing all this extra shit. So, in my mind, I was just like, you know what? I'll stay out your club, man. We started throwing our own underground kickbacks, bro. Yeah. We did a kickback comedy show. It's kind of like 85 South is the blueprint to us. It's like them our brothers, them niggas send us guests, They say do this, and this. So we were doing like a little kickback where we would bring vendors in. Like we had Rashi's Cuisine, you know, shout out all black owned shit. We was doing this before the pandemic, like 2017, 2016. Bringing in all the owners, people who making CBD oils and soap and shit from scratch, jewelry, merch. Like we were just building our own community, but we was in these like private little warehouses, but you could smoke. So I ain't never had the freedom of smoking on stage. I always wanted to do that shit, and I found out I am very funny on the cannabis. When I get that cannabis in me, that goddamn cannabis.
I with you.
Yeah, man, we just trying to build our own village, man. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like 85 South is showing comedians the way to freedom. Like,
exactly.
If you get popping, they coming, and then you probably don't need them by the time they come. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I've always had a merch hustle. I've been doing Blessed AF since 07. You know what I'm saying? I did that joke fucking a long time ago. This, you know what I'm saying?
Though, Ronnie, how do you feel like social media impacted comedy for you?
Social media impacted comedy for me. It kind of, at first I was mad, like the other comedians, like, these niggas coming in here, da 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 da. You know, that first World Star era when them YouTube guys would come on there and they would get popping, they get booked. But then I start seeing them out, and then I'll get paid what I get paid. They get paid 3-4 times, and the kids from the school be like, bro, you were way funnier than bro. Because my contract say an hour. And they'll come to the school and do 15 minutes twice. And they're like, they done paid this man 3-4 times what I get paid. So I ain't, you know, I don't never want to count a nigga pockets, but I'm like, it's fine. My day coming. You know what I'm saying? That's I kind of, you get mad, but then you're like, let's figure out what they doing. Yeah. That's how I am. I'm like, all right, well, what's the stress? Well, what I got to do to get this amount of money? So instead of talking shit about the social media comedians and whatever, I was like, what are we mad at? Are we mad that these young dudes is finding people that like them? That's what we should have been doing instead of just trying to be funny. You got to be funny and gather who's fucking with you at the same time. So I kind of took that out of there and got cool with shout out to Mr. Bankshot on Instagram. He does a lot of skits, and he hit me on like asking me about comedy, and I found out that all these young influencers, these internet dudes, they really fuck with the comedians, but the comedians have been so shitty to them. Yeah. They like, fuck y'all broke ass old niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, by the time they get up, they like, we don't need y'all lame ass niggas. So a lot of the young influencers, I hit them up, I write for them, I'll ask to write for them. To me, I don't like nobody coming from Atlanta and going out of town not being funny. I take that shit personal. Yeah. Like, I don't like that shit at all. Like, this is my village, because Chicago, they strong. Like, them niggas strong up there. New York strong. Yeah. Atlanta hard to do comedy in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go out of town and destroy shit. So you can't be representing my frat. Weak as hell. Come on. I'd rather help you than goddamn, because if niggas took that approach, it just builds a stronger community to me. Facts. You know, I know it sounds cheesy, but it's like, why we hating? Let's help. And then them young niggas kick back a lot of money to the OGs. I shout out to 85 South. Them niggas send me so much writing gigs, bro. I got a job writing on the Drake and Future video, Life is Good, because of 85 South. You know what I'm saying? Wow. All them niggas was shooting Wild 'N Out. Tyler was shooting Wild 'N Out. Everybody was shooting Wild 'N Out. They needed a writer to punch up scenes, and it was Director X. And me and him got cool as a motherfucker. I'm like, nigga, this Lil X. He's like, Ronnie, come here, I need some help on this bit. I'm like, what the fuck? They go Future. You know, I see Future all the time, but it's different when you see a nigga. Then Drake in there, I'm like, oh shit. I wrote the part on the video when they the auto mechanic scene. Yeah. And you see Future fixing that BMW, you know, that electric car? Yeah. And that nigga Googling how to fix the car real good. I was like, it made it. Yes. And then Drake pull out the manual and say how to fix the truck real good. Yeah. And if you look inside the shop, I made up all the signs in there. We kind of, it's like hidden shit in there. One of the signs, you know how on the sign at a mechanic shop that say you got to come get your car in 2 days or whatever, we're going to charge you. My shit say, if you don't come get your car after 2 hours of us fixing it, just know we will drive your shit. Like, he was telling me, he was like giving me freedom to do shit like that. He was like, nigga, go crazy. Just put whatever you can in there. And it just was cool, man. I met a lot of cool people on that production. Shout out to Harvey. You know, it's when you get older and see shit, you see the whole field. You like, I might need all these people at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm dropping a comedy album on November 26th, you just hit Beehive and Wicked. Yep. Come on with it. Yep. Shout out to Frico Rico, man. He killed my artwork, man. That's an ATL legend, a little 5 Points legend. you know, it felt good to have somebody from Atlanta do my artwork. And shout out to my boy Ferg. I had the whole comedy album recorded, and I wasn't even gonna put it out. I was like, you know, it's pandemic. I'm like, nobody buying shit no more. Like, everybody streaming, they just looking at shit on YouTube. And my boy Ferg like, boy, OG, put this shit out. This shit funny. I done sent it to he sent the album to Frico Rico first, and then he was like, this shit funny. Yeah. Like, you putting this out? I was like, I guess so. I don't know. Because I recorded in 2019 at a club. I just record material and then put it up, man. I got a lot of sets and stuff that I never recorded. So, you know, the YouTube era making me do that. Yeah.
When shit hit the fan, when COVID hit, man, and you was like, oh shit, stuff done came to a halt. What was going through your mind at that time? Was it one of those, let me get my digital on? Was it let me start right, let me figure out something? Or was it just like, you know what, I'm going to just sit this thing out?
No, it was more like, first everybody was like scared and shit. So it was more like, I'm keeping my sanity by just being funny online. Yeah. And then it was a lot of people watching. So then like my boy Tyler, like the second day of the pandemic, he lived by himself. He was like, nigga, I'm gonna do a whole network on fucking Instagram. This nigga would do sock puppet theater. This nigga would take sock puppets and act out Boys in the Hood on Instagram. And this shit be so funny. Everybody be watching it. They'll ask him to do scenes and shit. And he'll do like a quarantine rap battle. He'll just get on the fucking thing and battle somebody. He'll do a comedy show, Cash App comedy show. Yeah. Let the comedians come on there, put the Cash App up. Alisa Deke did it early too, like one of the first. He did a club quarantine. Like he would have, it would be like 300-400 people on the live dropping money on your Cash App. So comedians adapted quick. We like OnlyFans bitches. We like we gonna figure out how to shake this ass, man. We gonna see what happened. We gonna goddamn shake some. The comedians was on it immediately though. So, you know, and then it kind of made me double down on merch too. You know what I'm saying? The merch shit, everybody was like, what can we buy? You know, I always had Blessed AF, but I only print out what I got, and then it'll just run out. But it turned out like Supreme. Like niggas would be like, "What the fuck is you out of them? When you gonna get them back?" Like I had the ski mask for years, and like so I just started putting more shit out. You know what I'm saying? More merch, and then just trying to give people somewhere to go every day. You know, it made me become a producer, director. Yeah. You know, more of a writer. You know what I'm saying? So like COVID made your skill sets pop. If you ain't getting no new skill sets during the COVID, you tripping, bro. If you ain't figured out a new income revenue stream or something, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
When you think about comedy, man, what is it that you love the most? And during your career, what has been the most fulfilling time for you?
The thing I love about comedy the most is it gets a lot of dudes that wasn't the best athlete, wasn't the best. It's a lot of niggas who used to try to rap. It gives a whole nother set of. It makes a whole new set of rich people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, you know, I'm amazed that I can make money with words from my brain. Like, my wife be looking at me and I'm like, I need a minute. Let me go make the shit up. I gotta go. Let me go outside and smoke and watch this shit on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real process. And one of the most fulfilling shit to me is like being on the road and coming back off the road, and my son was being born, and I can pay for everything with joke money. Like, I always say joke money all the time, but I ain't had no regular job since like 01, 02. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all my income is, you know, colleges, clubs, or whatever. And then, you know, I had to pull myself off the road from colleges just to get back in the mix with the clubs, because you stay doing them colleges, your name ain't ringing nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Bill Bellamy for taking me back on the road. Like, he put me on the Ladies Night Out tour, bro. Like, that was really fulfilling, because, you know, this the dude I watch, you know, doing Made Up the Joke Booty Call. Yeah. And then he saw me at Center Stage opening for a TV show, and he was like, nigga, I need you on fucking with me. And we found out our birthday the same day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I got a lot of moments in comedy that's fulfilling, bro. It's like that Madison Square Garden shit was dope. I done did so much shit that I forgot about it because I was so young. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been doing comedy 20 years, and I started when I was in college. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, me and K-Dub started the same week, bro. Me and K-Dub started comedy the same exact week.
Damn.
So we kind of grew up together. You know what I'm saying? I remember Kato had a little afro and he used to wear the Foot Locker t-shirts. He'll wear like a black one with a red one underneath and roll the sleeve up. I like, ooh, but you done switched them up today. So like all those guys, seeing dudes still been able to take care of their family with their words out of their brain, bro, is the dopest shit. To me, it's like you feel like a dope boy. You're like, nigga, I'm out here knotted up in my pocket, nigga. This shit, this shit just joke. Nigga, say some more shit to me. Like, it's a good feeling, man. Just to kind of like, and then now my favorite shit now is to, help out other comics, like other motherfuckers on their path and shit like that. Like everybody in my podcast is better at comedy now. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my boys, Kamal, he wasn't even doing stand up when we first started doing the podcast. He was doing like the audio, the video. He was behind the scenes, and one day he was like, I'm gonna do stand up. And then his first set was like late night, ready to go. This nigga been around comedians 10 years. I'm like, it was way better than what Wicked did. It was way better than the jokes Wicked just did. So
right. That wasn't a joke, bro. Hey,
number one was
your facial expression was like, who?
And I was like, when he frowned, I was like, oh, he trying to roast. Got him.
I loved it. It was funny, wasn't it?
Just to do that in the club. Y'all don't fuck with this? No, we don't. Not at all. We don't like
Answer me this though, Ronnie. What comedy legends and icons were you able to pick brain and get in the game from, man?
Shit, Ricky Smiley, man. That
Talk
motherfucker there is one of the greatest. Like he saw me at that competition, and then he was like, that's the one who put me aside, like, you didn't win because you got on a jersey. Yeah. But what you doing tomorrow? Like after that, he was like, I'm going. He's like, I'm be at Zany's. Can you get to Zany's in Nashville? I'm like, hell yeah. So I got to find a ride to Zany's. And then I went up there to open for him. I get up to Zany's. Ricky come in late. Ricky say, and I had only been on comedy maybe 8 months, 9 months. Ricky coming there. My boy said Delaney was there. He was like, all right, I'm a host. Said you feature Ronnie, you can headline? I was like, yes, sir. Had the headline, first time going with him, 45 minutes. I made up a lot of shit right then. Mm-hmm. So, like, I had 20 that I knew I could do, but I know I'm smart enough to kind of, all them ideas I was thinking about, let's go on and let's get it right tonight. So, but he brought me back, and he was like, this when he was doing the Russ Parr Morning show. Before he even got his own show, he was like, hey, we doing TSU tomorrow. Can you come up here and do the warm-ups between breaks? And I'm like, all right, we got to go back to Georgia with my boy Kelsey, because he had his own computer business, and we had to go drop some Cat 5 cable in like a warehouse to put internet in somebody's business. We rode back down to Georgia, dropped some Cat 5. We had to plug up internet shit. We had to drop it at like this mailing company, drive back the fuck up there, do that shit, and then I had a show the next day, because Ricky was like, hey, stay up here. I said, dawg, I gotta go because I got a show in Jackson, Mississippi tomorrow. He was like, I'm going to Mississippi. Just come with me. And I'm thinking they got a bus or some shit. We get there. It's a little private plane. So, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm on the plane. There's like 8 of us on there. Then Ricky started flying the motherfucker. I'm like, okay. If I die, nobody gonna know me. Like, keep in mind, I'm 8 months in comedy. I got a book bag with all my belongings in it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go do a show with Nard and them. And Ricky he had the pilot take him to his show. Yeah. And I found out later he paid the man to take me to my show. And then Nard and C-Dog had to pick me up from like this private airport. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to pick up $300. They was like, nigga, this thing here is amazing. I was like, man, Ricky just flew me in. Like, he don't be doing that to y'all. They were like, nigga, no. What the fuck? Like, that's how young I was. I was like, man, these comedians is nice as hell, man. but Ricky always looked out. He took me on the road a lot. And I just took what I learned from him and just kind of bounced off on my own thing with the colleges and stuff like that. I ain't never want to be, like a burden to nobody, like asking for shows and shit like that. Like, show me the way and I can get to it. You know what I'm saying? But we doing a lot of good new shit now, though. We doing the shit with T.I. now, the Departments. That shit is dope. Yeah. That's a dope ass series coming out, man.
Talk to me about that, man, because I seen a lot of folks working on that.
Department's gonna be funny, man. He giving T.I. basically got all the comedians he fucking with that he liked that's funny and one thing together, and 85 South came through and put their motherfucking sauce on it. Yeah. And I had a major role in it, but then I caught COVID. Ooh. But then my nigga Tyler got my part. And you ever see a nigga do your shit, man? I was like, this nigga supposedly had his part. Like, he did so good. I was like, damn, I don't know if I can remember that line 4 times in a row. So it was just dope. And I got another partner. Me and K-Dub roasting like a motherfucker in the movie. Yeah. So I'm like big team, little me. You know what I'm saying? Like if the better 85 South do, the better my price go up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the ecosystem, man. You know what I mean? But the apartments are gonna be dope. And I got some more shit coming out. So that's one of the people that's always been in the comedy mix that you don't even know. My first time headlining the Stardome in Birmingham was a Grand Hustle Presents because. Like shout out to Clay, shout out to shout out to Clay, goddamn Grand Hustle Clay over there, Rubicon Entertainment in this motherfucker. That nigga Clay called cuss me out once a month. Ronnie Jordan, goddamn it. Clay is one of them real ones, bro. Because he takes Duval on the road, and then after that he's like, all right, I got some more niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like he started a lot of relationships with comedy clubs, just headlining and using their name. Like it was like Grand Hustle Presents. This was like. When Tip got locked up from the BET Award. That's how long the relationships has been, bro. You know, everything up now, man. We got a lot of shit going on right now, man. I just shot my special. These white folks is in my DMs. Price is different. You know what I'm saying? The clothing line going, but we doing another major drop coming up, man. You know what I'm saying? The Blessed AF shit is going crazy. Yeah. And my son just turned 6 years old, and for his birthday, I started his own t-shirt line. He wanted his own shit. He said, Dad, I want Love AF. I was like, what about Love the AF? So he got his own, that's what I did for his 6th birthday. He got his own goddamn brand. Yeah. This your shit. He's 6 years old. He loved like getting fly and shit. And I'm like, sell these niggas in your class a hoodie.
Come on now.
Shit. So
I'm with you. Shoot.
Fuck the dumb shit. So yeah, shout out to my kids, man. You know, it's just dope to still be around. Yeah. It still can perform at a high level. You know what I'm saying? Because if y'all ever let me on them big ass shows with them 5 niggas, I'm gonna wear somebody's ass out.
I want to do a little comedy. You know, I want to get up there.
Well, we saw you want to go on stage at Bomb every weekend.
Everybody just laughed at my jokes, and I'm saying I got a joke now.
Okay, come on with it. All right, because obviously you've been coming up with it for the last 15 goddamn minutes. We got you. Come on with it.
I got one for you.
Who's there with
the interrupting bulldog?
The interrupting. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. I quit.
What, B.I.?
No, man, your comedy make folks quit, man. Ronnie don't even know what the hell's going on.
The interrupting bulldog.
Because you got a big platform behind, and some stuff got to be said. Like, women, get your prenatal care. Because sometimes it comes out later. You know what I'm saying?
As an interrupting bulldog.
That's so funny. Look, the funny part about that is if you practice at it for like 30 days, I'm sure you'll come out with a fire-ass 5 minutes. Maybe y'all do a challenge. Why don't y'all do a challenge? One of y'all take a month and y'all both do a set at the club. How about that?
Me and B.I.?
You and B.I.
I ain't got no comedy at me. Even though I'm the funniest nigga ever born.
I do 5 minutes at the club.
Let's do EJ, who you with? Who you with, EJ?
If I do it, EJ got to do it with me.
I think everybody should go up at an open mic one time just to see how hard it is.
Just to bomb and be stressed the hell out.
Not even bomb, just to see how you perform in pressure. How you gonna perform in pressure, man? That shit it's a thing. Cause I've seen niggas be funny as hell by the back with the comics. Yeah. When that goddamn light hit your ass, nigga be like, boy, these women crazy. Y'all ever be like, be your cheering, bro? Then they be like, oh, don't whoop me. You be like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this shit, bro?
What was your worst comedy stance, man?
My worst time on stage?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Shit, you want a bomb story? I bombed recently.
Shit.
I ain't bombed in years, but this shit happened recently during the pandemic. I filled in a show for this internet comic, and actually I didn't bomb, but I didn't do as good as I thought I should do. And because, you know, some of these small markets, they have motherfuckers that's celebrities that you don't even know, like blues singers and shit. You ever be like a small town, and it be like a blues singer nigga that everybody know. They looking at you like, you don't know Lil Nuck Nuck? You be like, no, nigga, I don't know fucking Nuck Nuck. You don't know about take your bitch to the water? You don't know about that song? No, I don't know that single. That shit is on CD, nigga. That shit. So I went there, man, and the host was funny, but when you got a host doing a lot of local shit, it's like they cheating because they kill. I don't even give a fuck. But by the time I got up there, bro, they were so tired. Well, this one fucked me up. They brought up the little nut nigga. I don't know what his name is. Forgive me, brother, because I know he know who he is. But when I tell you this nigga, they went crazy for this nigga. Like it was like we gonna bring up what's his name? Do 2 songs. They didn't even tell the crowd we gonna do 2 songs. They just brought up the dude that they knew, the singer dude before me. They didn't even know me. I was filling in for another nigga. This nigga start ripping. He go into the next song, the I guess the slow grinding fucking blues shit.
Right.
And the host cut it off. We got to do the comedy now. I said, oh man, he done had all the aunties ready to bust it open.
Yeah.
And then, here you go. Now, Ronnie and Jordan, the nigga y'all did not pay to see, go. I went up there, man. I said, this shit feel exactly like a nigga put the head in and just left. The nigga just put his dick in there, swabbing it around, waka, waka, waka. It just bounced. I was like, I want to hear the goddamn song. Like, that's the shit I was saying. So, it was that was awkward. But I can navigate through anything. But I bombed at Uptown my second time doing comedy because I used to smoke 2 blunts, drink a Heineken before I go up. My second time doing comedy, because I used to be like, if the joke don't work, I can roast. I don't give a shit. Man, I went up there, and that shit wasn't working. And this lady was like, boo! I was like, who booed? She was like, me. Boo. Again. Like, she booed me again. Shit. So I got the mic. I'm like, bitch, you old goddamn blah, 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 blah. No, honey. Try another roast. That wasn't good either. You old goddamn blah, 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 blah. That wasn't good either. You not good. Like, I got on stage. I'm walking off stage with my head down, and all I hear is, they wasn't ready for you, dog. And I see, I'm looking down, and I see this little ass fist for a pound. I look up his little Duval. I wanted to throw this nigga. Like his little smiling face, like they weren't ready for you, dog. Give me something. That shit was funny. And then my second time bombing, this is the funny part. I bombed twice early in my career, and I ain't bombed in a long time after that. Second time bomb, I'm doing the aquarium. Wanda Smith got a room. That bitch used to be jumping. Remember the aquarium?
Yeah.
Used to be jumping, but it was all Wanda Smith's crowd, right? Wanda Smith crowd, like, they don't like you to cuss. She can cuss. They don't. You can cuss. It ain't no rules, but they cringe a little bit. It's like their moms and shit, but they with it. They go to everything, man. Wanda Smith, and I done begged to go up. I'm like, and I had this the honey bun joke I just started doing it at Uptown. Like, it was killing. That's the only shit I had. Nigga, I went out that bitch. DJ Cowboy was DJing, and the shit, nothing was working, nigga. I do a joke, they were like, I do another show. I was like, oh, y'all gonna like this. I'm trying to lose weight, and my homeboy gonna bring over a honey bun and be like, nigga, here. And sit it down, and Alicia Keys come on, I keep on falling in. And I walk off and do all this dramatic shit, and they still ain't going. So I'm doing extra genuine moves and shit with the honey bun and goddamn. And then I get off the stage, man. They had, the DJ booth was like this tall, like wooden tower. You had to walk in the door, but it had steps behind. You couldn't see. He was up. So I go backstage and I just go sit on the goddamn steps of the DJ booth looking down, and all I see is a little fist saying, they weren't ready for you, dog. I look up, it's Duval again. I said, this nigga here, every time I bomb, he show up. This nigga be right here, bruh. But like, Duval done showed us the game, man. He done showed us how to get this money off this social media. This nigga he like the soldier boy of comedy to me. Like, this nigga is the first nigga on the internet doing everything. And like, he is pop culture. When that nigga page go down, the internet be boring as hell, bro.
Come on, man. Those are facts.
That shit boring as hell, man. The music and shit, I fuck with all that. Duval took me on stage, on the road a couple times, man, and always showed love and let me sell my merch. I always had merch. I ain't never not had no goddamn merch. Like, he was like, nigga, do that shit. You know what I'm saying, Clay? That's all I'm telling you, man. It's just, Atlanta is a good place to be at. You know what I'm saying? When niggas fuck with you, when you're a real, just a genuine dude and you ain't got no malice, You know what I'm saying? I could walk anywhere around here because I used to host Camp Live back in the day. Y'all don't remember that shit? All the whole West Side fuck with me, bud. Remember the whole nigga Camp Live on UPN? Nigga?
I know what you talking about.
In the wristband era.
Yes, sir.
That's when I got that job. Second time on stage, Voodoo in the club. He like, boy, you funny as hell. Come to Q Time. Come to Camp store.
Yeah.
We just talking. I'm like, nigga, I done bought all the DJ Jelly. Da 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 da. Nigga, I grew up with them niggas like Edward J, all that shit, bro.
Right.
Goddamn, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, bro. Sammy Sam was one of my favorite goddamn rappers. And me and Voodoo get to kicking it. He like, man, come to Visions. He started just taking me to clubs and giving me the mic. And I used to just I'd be standing by the bathroom like at Club Vision, be like, how was it Boo Boo in the club? Like it's the baddest chick in there. I'm just like, I saw you go in and it's been a while.
Come on.
You boo booed in here. How's it? Like, I used to do shit like that, and then they would go to videos on there. So, like, the whole Atlanta, I be in Greenbrier.
He's just disgusted. He's just disgusted.
What was disgusted?
This was pre-internet. This was pre-goddamn. This was on UPN 69.
I'm ready to get on stage, man.
Oh, he focused. He over here.
I'm sucking up game. I'm ready to get on stage.
Yeah,
I got a few
man.
more jokes for y'all if y'all want some more.
Go ahead.
Come on with it.
Another comedy break by
No, I'm
Wicked.
here for it.
Let me get a little bit more of this alcohol.
Come on now.
I'm gonna wait. It's about Ronnie right now.
No, I'm good. Let's hear. We don't want to fucking deter you from your destiny. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I have nothing else. I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all don't shot me down, bro.
We didn't shoot you down. I'm encouraging.
Nah, I think you're funny as hell, Wick. I think you like
funny.
the
You
Chris
gotta-
Rocker podcast.
This the funny part. When you gonna be funny when you stop trying to be funny. That's when you talk like Wicked be talking on here anyway.
Exactly.
That's
Y'all
it.
see y'all done like the roof. You went
Nah.
You just look like you wanted to bark. That's the whole issue. Like, you couldn't wait to goddamn roof.
It looked like you was ready to tell the punchline when you was like, what do you call it? Interrupting bullshit. I was like, what a perv approach. What do you call it? Interrupting bullshit? Like, what the fuck?
Oh God, you got my stomach hurt, man.
Oh man. Now lastly, Ronnie, how can these folks contact you? They trying to book you or holler at
Hey
you,
man, booking at RonnieJordan.net is always working. My Instagram, I've been hacked for like a month, and I've been like my mind been free. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, they took
Break
the
that
page.
down. How did that go when you get hacked?
Man, somebody kind of they changed my email or something. They got I didn't do the this is not me in time. It did it overnight. Like somebody sent me an email that said you violated copyright infringement. You're gonna lose your page if you don't do this. Cause I be on my Instagram. I play music all the goddamn time, and they always send them. So I'm like, all right, let me not goddamn. Kind of find out I probably gave them my whole shit. And they changed my email. They changed the password. Changed the phone number on the account. But my shout out to my boys All Deaf said over there at Culture Genesis. He talked to Facebook. They don't got the page no more. But every time they send me the link to reset it, the shit don't work. I guess they like you gotta do it from a computer, so I was doing it from my phone. But shout out to All Deaf Digital too. They came to Atlanta and did the roast me and kind of made me a producer on there, man. They didn't know who was what and who could do what, and I was like, yo, this we got Miss Jen and Erica Duchess on there roasting 2 women on roast battlegrounds that you ain't never seen, and it's funny as hell. So that's what I'm proud of, like the generation under me. Like these motherfuckers is dogs. They can do everything. These niggas roast, rap, fucking make videos and YouTube and all this shit, everything. So we making super hybrid goddamn entrepreneurs. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But shout out to everybody who done supported over the years. A lot of y'all be like, I know you from somewhere. Niggas, the Fat Man at the Door. Niggas, I had the TV show Bossip on WeTV. But Morning Culture is clicking, going crazy, and keep your distance. Kev on Stage really piped me up during the pandemic because he did a comedy show during the pandemic when we didn't have nothing going. He was the first person to have like rapid COVID test. Yeah. He was like, man, I'm a fan. I was like, damn, you know me? He was like, no, man, I've been watching you since blah blah blah. You know, you don't never know who watching.
attention.
I didn't even know y'all. I'm like, damn, this nigga Wicked hit me from Ghetto Mafia. Like, I'm still like that.
I watch you, bro. I
fan out, bro. I can't. Every time I meet Big Boy, I turn into a whole bitch. I can't not do it. I started telling man, I listen to Crumbling Herb in 7th grade. I fan out. Like it took a while. Like I can't even. Like it took me a while to get regular around Tip. I'm like, nigga. I crack a key across my knee and do it 50 more times.
Come on now.
Like Pastor Troy, one of my favorite niggas. That motherfucker cool as hell. Like all the Atlanta rappers so cool, man. And they always is engulfed in comedy. They fuck with the comedians heavy,
Absolutely.
man. When they used to put niggas in videos. I was in a couple of Lil Jon videos with Shout in there, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But Kev on Stage had that platform, Keep Your Distance, and I didn't know he had that big of a network. He did like a live streaming show, full Hollywood production set. Like it was outdoor, but it was well lit, 4K cameras. And he put it on his network. He was like, you guys can shoot. He said, I'm gonna give y'all 10 minutes set, but I'm only gonna use 4 minutes. And he paid us and was very respectful and was like, I'm like, this is how a CEO is supposed to be, how to treat comedians and shit. He was very humble, and I hit him. And I was like, he sent me my whole set. And I was like, can I put this on my YouTube? Can I put a little bit of it? He was like, put the whole shit up, bro. You can go crazy. And that shit monetized my YouTube. Like,
Come on.
Got like 200,000 hits. And my YouTube been dead for years. I just had it up and I ain't really wasn't doing shit on it. And he cranked my YouTube right the fuck back up, man, with that one goddamn set.
Exactly.
I was so raw off of that goddamn, that January 6th shit. I was so pissed watching them cracker climb that goddamn. I'm like, they would have shot the fuck out of us, bro. And I went up there and talked about that shit on stage. Everything was just organic and off top, man. And I just been kind of rolling with how it feels, as opposed to trying to sell y'all on a product. I'm just talking at this point because there's a lot of shit going on. A lot of parents going crazy. A lot of mental health shit happening, man. Like, y'all take y'all breaks from these goddamn phones, man. Talk to your kids. Find out what's going on. Because the kids going through it, too. Nobody's saying that. With that mental health shit, everybody been in the house going crazy. I want to go to the club. Your kids have not been
out
outside.
The fucking house, nigga.
Right. Yeah, man. I got one of my sons is on the spectrum, man. This motherfucker is a genius. So I'm just glad school's back in and they can get... just some fucking socialness. You know what I'm saying?
They gotta talk.
Right. You gotta talk, man. You gotta get roasted and beat up. To me, like
Facts.
School, you gotta get roasted and tried and beat up and character development, man. That's how I got funny, man. Nigga used to call me fat all the time. Be like, yeah, I'm fat, but your auntie big as me.
Come on. Because that's the thing about it. You go through so much hell growing up that when you get grown and real life shit start to hit your ass, it don't knock your ass down because you done been through too damn much.
That's the whole move. That's the whole point behind blessed as fuck. Like if you breathe and you blessed as fuck, bro.
Absolutely.
Like every time you open your eyes, I'd be so happy to open my eyes. I'm like, it's some niggas that did not wake up today. That was on live yesterday. Shit. And I wear my blessings. I wear that shit everywhere, bro. The reverse ones is so you can see it in the mirror. It's for you. It's for me. It ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I put it on there backwards so you can see the shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Because sometimes you need that shit yourself. And every time I fly. I always have a Blessed AF hoodie on. The little mean ass TSA agent, the little gospel ladies at the TSA. I know you ain't got that on no hoodie. You know what that mean? Like she going crazy on me. I can't believe that you were the Lord's name. And I said, man, what do you think I got on this hoodie? You know what that means? And I was like, blessed and fearless. And she was like. Her face fell in the bed, and I pushed that bitch face through the security checkpoint, through the X-ray machine. Go get your face on the other side.
Come on.
I put 2 letters on the shirt. Whatever's in your dirty ass mind goes behind those letters. So it can mean blessed and fearless, blessed and fortunate, blessed and favored. Right. Whatever you need it to mean, man. You know what I'm saying? It's user friendly.
I'm with you.
Blessed and flugazy.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? People, hey.
Flugazy?
Yeah, that didn't make.
What's Fugazi mean? Fake, don't it?
Oh, that's what I mean.
Blessed and fake. There's some niggas blessed and fake,
though. Calling me Fugazi all the time. I thought they were saying something good.
They be calling you Fugazi.
That ain't good.
You need to find out who called you that.
I was popping collars when they were saying that. The girl was like, boy, you Fugazi in here. I was like, yeah, bro.
See, this is your
I
set.
can't do that with that hard liquor. Y'all won't kill me with that
I
shit.
made Ronnie Joy laugh, bro. That was a natural laugh.
This is your comedy voice, B. B and Wicked, we found his voice. Honesty is your voice. Real experiences, bringing it to light is what it is.